What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Warframe video. Today I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't play Warframe, and this reason is actually the reason I feel like my love for the game is kind of dying. I just feel really burnt out. I'm not enjoying it as much as I did when I first came back to the game, but as you can see right here, we got our hands on Necros Prime. Super fun frame. I used to love the regular Necros. I came back and they had a Prime, so I had to pick him up for Prime Resurgence. Same exact thing with Oberon. We got Oberon Prime now. I know the color scheme looks kind of funny, but I couldn't find anything I really like. And I also have Valkyrie's Prime set completely farmed. I just need to get around to building it now, get the resources and stuff. And like you guys kept saying in the comments, I decided to try out Vault Prime because everyone's like Vault is really good and stuff. So I put a Forma into him. I haven't finished leveling him up yet. That's going to be like something for another day. But like I said, I haven't been playing the game as much. I've been switching over to other games and I kind of want to expand my gaming content, especially for my videos. So that's going to be something coming very soon. So if you are new to the channel and want to see more content from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any uploads from me. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. As you can see, for Prime Resurgence, I also got Hydroid Prime. He is absolute garbage. It's honestly disappointing that both the water frames in the game, Hydroid and Ureli, are bad, but I mean, what can you do? I really like Ureli is like a really fun character, but she's so bad though. That's the only thing that sucks. But anyways, let's get into talking about today's video topic. Why my love for Warframe is dying, or like why you should not play. The number one big thing is that everything is a grind, and I know like a lot of people are like, yeah, it's free to play. I get that aspect, but when every single thing becomes like a grind, there's not even things you can really do that are enjoyable, I would say, in my opinion. It like kind of becomes insane. Vauban is literally the perfect example when I say everything is a grind. As you can see, I've had his set here for ever, and I still haven't gotten around to building him. Want to know why? It takes 2 argon crystals, not bad, right? Then you see 5 nitane extract. Obviously that stuff is absolutely horrible to farm, but since we have Nightwave, you're basically able to buy nitane extract, so that's not that bad. I mean, it kind of is when you look at all 4 pieces. Even his blueprint takes 20 nitane extract in total, which is a lot, a ridiculous amount. But not only that, it gets worse. Then we have 7,000 oxium. Absolutely insane. If you play Warframe, you know how much 7,000 oxium is. It's a rare resource. It only drops from 1 enemy. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it only drops from 1 enemy in the entire game, and it's those little op sprays, which is only on Corpus missions, and you have to find 7,000 of that. I think that is insane. It's also not a tradable resource, so it's not like you can pay someone for it, which again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Then you have the cryotic for his other part, and you're like, 9,000 cryotic, what's so bad about that? That is 90 excavators completely done in excavation. Each excavator takes like what, like a minute to a minute and a half, so that's like, you're like, oh, that's not bad. That's like an hour and a half to 2 hours of farming. Wrong. Here's where you're wrong, because you have to go into different missions. There's no way. I have never seen a single Warframe player get past like 20 excavators in one mission, and you have to do 90 of those. So you have to add in all the loading screen time, all the excavators that are gonna blow up because you're bound to make mistakes. It's crazy. And not only that, but this is just for one character in the game. One character, all of that grinding. That gives you an idea of how Warframe is. And I know it's a free-to-play game and it's really good, but the thing that is killing my joy for this game is all of the insane grinding. That is for one character. Then you take a look at things like these. The Tenant weapons, super fun, but don't even get me started on that grind. If you play the game, you know the grind. And Tenant weapons are easier to get than the Kuva weapons. The Kuva weapons is an even worse grind. It's insane how many things are locked behind such ridiculous grinds. Don't even get me started on Ureli. I bought her with platinum. You know why? Because you have to literally do a whole garbage quest with K-Drive, fully max out a syndicate that nobody even uses because K-Drives are irrelevant, just to get her. They made her grind so ridiculous that you're basically wanna buy her with plat, which is what of course I ended up doing, because nobody's gonna do all of those quests and stuff, waste their time leveling up an irrelevant syndicate that's forgotten about already, unless you have like hella time or you really enjoy K-Drives. And even Ash is another example. I know for newer players, I don't have to worry about this anymore because I already had him and mastered him. He's put behind an insanely low drop table that's on one of the slowest defense missions in the game. And same thing with characters like Korra and stuff. I have Korra already. I farmed her legitly, but I'm pretty sure there's a YouTuber, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He made a whole video about the drop rates of Warframes and stuff. It can get up to like an 8-hour farm for just Korra, and that's not even the resources and stuff just to get her. Then you have things like Prime Resurgence, absolutely great event. Don't get me wrong on that. It's an amazing event, but the whole idea of like you have to farm Aya just to get relics. Aya is its own thing that has like a really low, I would say low in my experience, because I've been missing all these things. I just came back to the game after 5 years, so I had to farm a lot of Aya, and in my experience from all that grinding, the drop chance was really low, I feel like, at least. And once you get Aya, each Aya you get only gives you one key to a relic, and what does that relic do? It gives you a chance to get one item. So it's like you have to farm on top of farm on top of farm, and everything is locked behind RNG. There's no guaranteed anything. I get it's free to play. Like I said, don't get me wrong, it's great for free to play, but it gets to a point where everything is like, it's a ridiculous grind to the point where it's almost not enjoyable at all. Then you have things like the daily sorties, which I've already made an entire video on, but it's like you can spend like 45 minutes doing some missions and get a sculpture that's only worth like what, 3,000 endo or somewhere around there. It's insane. And not only that, but I feel like, at least in my opinion, like look at this, literally like brain dead gameplay. Nothing is hard at all in this game anymore. I get the beginning of the game is probably hard, but there gets to a certain level where like, look at this, I could take a nap and get to like an hour deep into a survival just sleeping like this. No brain thought at all. That's how easy the game gets when you go deep in. And I'm kind of starting to understand why a lot of these like Warframe YouTubers are like saying everything is OP, or they do these level cap runs, because level cap runs is like the only way you can get mental stimulation in this game once you get to like near end game content. And I know if you watch Warframe content on YouTube, a lot of people put like, oh, most overpowered build, or like a new weapon gets added and they're like, this weapon is so overpowered. It's kind of clickbaity, but at the same time, it's also not wrong, because everything is overpowered in this game compared to the enemies. The game literally doesn't get hard until you start reaching like, I would say literally, the game doesn't get hard till you start reaching like level 200 enemies. And this is coming from a player who doesn't even like shield gate or anything. If I shield gated, the game probably wouldn't get hard to like level 1000 or something. And that's why a lot of these level cap runners can hit level cap like a ton, because they already know what to do. Like nothing changes, nothing switches up, there's nothing new after you complete the first like main quest of the game and stuff, besides the new war, which was finally like some great content they gave us. Don't get me wrong, the new war was amazing, but after you've reached like a certain point in the game, there's nothing else that's gonna be new. All the missions you play at the very beginning still the same. Survivals never change, whether the level of the enemies is 1 or 100. Survivals never change. It's the same with every mission. Captures, excavations, defenses, absolutely nothing changes. The only switch up you'll have is disruption missions, and the enemies that come to disrupt it or whatever are different, which I'll give them that. And the Kuva missions, which have the little boss guy that shows up, but still, nothing changes. Once you've seen it once, you've seen it all. I promise you that. But don't get me wrong, it's still a great game. I mean, there's times where, like, if you play this game, you pick it up every now and then, it's still a fun game, you know? Like, you can come here, stress relief, or mess around with the builds and stuff. That's why a lot of these Warframe YouTubers do, like, these really fun, like, meme builds, because it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong, to come around and mess around on, but, like, to play it non-stop, but to play it a lot, like, as your main game and stuff, it gets really boring. There's, like, but to play it a lot and stuff, and, like, make it, like, one of your main games, it just gets really boring. There's not really a lot of, like, new content that comes out for this game. All the missions are the same, and everything, basically everything in the game is locked behind a grind wall, and the deeper you get into the game, the more insane the grind wall gets. Even with things like, and I know this is not going to be a problem for a lot of you people who play a lot, but even things like Baroque Katir, he's a special vendor who comes around every 2 weeks, and he has a bunch of, like, really good items for you. Usually he comes with the prime item mods and stuff. Even he is a perfect example of, like, for the normal player, the grind is ridiculous, because, like, let's say he comes with 3 prime mods, and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty good, right? Not when you look at how many ducats it takes to buy those 3 primed mods. Let's say each prime mod costs, like, 400 ducats, right? And this isn't even counting in the amount of credits, which once again, I know isn't a problem for the people who play the game a lot, but even right now, I think, yeah, I only have 4 million credits, which is not a lot, believe it or not. If each item costs 400 ducats, that's 1200 ducats in total, and that is a bunch of relic farming missions that you're gonna have to do. An insane amount of relic farming missions that you're gonna have to do, especially for the average player. I know content creators are on top of everything because they can play this game for a full-time job, but for the average player, it's definitely not sustainable, especially considering the fact that the rarest drop you can get on a relic, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think has like a 2% drop chance, only gives you 100 ducats. And most of the time when you're farming for those rares and you get it, you're not gonna sell the rare piece for 100 ducats unless you got it like that. For the average person, they're probably gonna keep that for a set to sell, or they're gonna use it to build the item because they already didn't have it. And then you have the things like the commons, which only give 15 ducats. 15 ducats when the primed mods, which everyone is basically gonna need, or at least like want, it's definitely gonna be the most ideal thing, is gonna cost 400, and you're telling me the common only gives 15 ducats? And then the uncommon, I don't know the drop chance for it off the top of my head, but the uncommon gives like 45 ducats, I think, or 30 ducats. It's like, damn, that just gives you an idea. If you do the math in your head, like, that is a lot of relics to crack, and that's just for 1 week's rotation. You have to farm up those 2 weeks. I know 2 weeks is kind of a lot of time, but once again, for the average person, are you really gonna play that much in 2 weeks when you have things like a job and like other stuff, other things you have to do in life? Are you really gonna tell me you're gonna be able to farm up at least like 1,000 ducats again in those 2 weeks? That's a bunch of missions, and that is just its own grind in itself in the game. Obviously, there's still a bunch of other things to do, like getting different characters, getting different weapons and stuff. It's just insane. I mean, I don't know. That's how I view it, at least. So that's why my love for the game is dying. I'm not even really enjoying the game anymore. The gameplay is fun and stuff, but like when you just look at everything, it's like, damn, I'm mastering rank 24 and I still just like, everything is a grind, man. I've even had my girlfriend, my own girlfriend, who like, she wanted to play the game with me and stuff, but I'm like, I literally told her like, it's not worth playing. There's just way too much grind walls for everything. I told her, I literally told her, you're not gonna enjoy the game because everything is just a grind. Like, it looks fun, yeah, it definitely looks like a fun game, but playing it is not fun. When you look at like trying to get all the best weapons, the best characters, the best mods, everything is locked behind insane grind walls, and that's the honest truth. I get it's free to play, but like, It's crazy. Let me know your thoughts on this video though. I get that Warframe is still, don't get me wrong, it's a really fun game at its core and it's free to play, so don't get me wrong on there, but like all these grind walls and stuff, just let me know your thoughts on it if you guys feel the same way, because I know a lot of people get burnt out on Warframe, and that's just like currently where I'm at right now. But yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more gaming content from me, because I am going to be expanding my catalog of gaming videos. Hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any uploads, especially since I'm going to be switching up the content. It might not show up in your recommendeds. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and once again, Warframe is a great game, but just know that you're going to be in for a long grind wall for basically everything in the game if you want to play it. That is my warning to you guys, but I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.